Welcome to another S&P 500 analysis. Today is December 20th, 2022. The S&P 500 finally got a green day after 4 consecutive down days. But hold on to your enthusiasm because it's only up fractionally, like 0.1%, just a little bit under 4 points. So I wouldn't be writing home about this or bringing out the champagne yet. In this video, we're going to take a look at to see is a bounce coming or is this the beginning of a bounce? If it is, where could it go? And if it's not, what could we look for below? So stay tuned. Before we take a look at the price action, let's take a quick look at the internals and also the sentiment. Looking at this chart here, as you can see that the VIX is sitting at 21.48 and the put call ratio is sitting at 0.9. So the market participants are still quite bearish and also a little bit cautious. And even though we had an update today, the up-down volume ratio is only 1.7 in favor of the up volume, and the AD, the advanced decline, only 153 more advancing issue than declining issues. And here, the new high, new low, in the New York Stock Exchange, we're still seeing more new low than new high. So for the New York Stock Exchange cumulative AD line, we see it is coming down, but it is holding above this low here. Now, the Nasdaq 100 is also up a fraction of a percent, up 0.11% or 12 points. And looking at the up-down volume ratio is actually negative 1.085. Advanced decline, 96 more advancing issue than declining issue. So the market is very neutral today. Now, for the Nasdaq market, we are seeing more new low than new high, a little bit more on a wider margin than the New York Stock Exchange. We see 466 new 52-week low versus 86 new 52-week high today. And here's the thing to watch for the Nasdaq market here. You notice the cumulative advanced decline is below this low here, and the Nasdaq 100 is still above this low. So I'm expecting to see this index to come down and test these lows here. Now let's take a look at the price action of this SPY. As you can see, today is pretty much inside of this low volume area here, and this is the overnight high and the overnight low. So it was pretty much range bound within that overnight high and low. And you see that here is this high volume zone and another high volume zone sandwiched between this low volume area. Tomorrow we're going to watch to see would it be able to break above this low volume zone and get into this high volume area. And if it does, then that could be the possibility of the bounce that we all been looking for to see would it be able to come up to this 388 and see how it responds to this low volume zone. And if we could get to this low volume zone, then we could possibly watch this come up to this 393 or 392 area of the upper range of the weekly expected move. Now, if it is unable to get above this 382 area and it dip below and come down to below this 378, then we be watching the price to retrace back down this high volume area and dip into this lower range of the expected move between 375 and 372. And looking at the 15-minute chart of the SPY, as you can see, here's the range bound for today. So the price is pretty much just kind of been hovering inside of this low volume area and unable to stay above the overnight high or get underneath the overnight low. So tomorrow we are basically watching this 382 as a pivotal point for the upside. If we could get above this 382, then we could see a little bit upside move and possibly toward the 388. But if it dip below the 378 here, then we'd be looking for a downside move down to the lower range of the expected move between 375 and 372. Now looking at this emini S&P 500 chart here, this is the ES. On this 4-hour chart, as you can see, today it came down and tagged this high volume node here. Also, it is kind of just range bound inside of this low volume zone as well, and you see that it's just kind of chop around all day. So what we're going to be looking for, again, similarly to the SPY, we're going to be seeing, will it be able to get above this this area here, somewhere around 3866.5. If we could get above that, then we're basically looking for this thing to trace up to the next low volume zone up here near this 39.37. But if it dips below this low volume zone and get underneath somewhere around this 38.39 tomorrow, then we'd be watching for the price to come down and retrace this high volume area and work toward this 37.88 and 37.65, this lower range of the weekly expected move. And here's the 15-minute of the ES. So basically what I just said is we're going to be watching for this area to see would it be able to get above this low volume zone and move up into this area, then possibly get into the upper range of the weekly expected move. But if it dips below this, somewhere around this 38.40 here, then we'll be looking for a downside move for this lower range of the expected move between 37.88 and 37.65. And looking at this market profile chart for the ES, as you can see today, it has a poor high near this. The high is 38.66.5. Yesterday, we also had a poor high at 38.83.5. So tomorrow we be watching will it come up and take out this poor high and possibly work for this poor high from Monday. Now, if it comes down and dip below the POC, today's POC at 38.56, then we'll be looking at the low for today to get tested and possibly move down to the November 9, the naked point of control at 37.99.25. So those are the level and the scenario to watch for the SPY and the ES. Be sure to smash that thumbs up to help me promote this video. Thank you for watching and stay safe.